Alright, so I got some spare time here, and what I figured I would do is remove the window tint on my 300. I know that I had talked about this in the past, in past videos, and I was having a little bit of an issue with this window right there in this bottom right hand corner, tucked right up in here. As you can see, there's no window tint on this window right now because I've already removed it because it was kind of peeling up in this corner. And I got the window tint done on this car long before I did the stereo. And I know you're probably asking yourself, what does the window tint have to do with the stereo? Well, I'd like to show this car a little bit more, given that it's summertime and you know, I'm always having to lift open the hatch to show people the stereo. And again, some of you guys will be saying, well, the window tint's gonna save people from seeing the stereo, but the problem with that is when I go to car shows and that kind of thing, or when I'm driving it around, this back logo here lights up, says Carphonix in green, and you know, the stereo bumps pretty well. And you know, I got the door pods in the doors, and you know, the custom dash, and you know, all that fun jazz. The car's always parked inside. It's never been parked outside overnight, even when it comes home with me. So the idea for me to remove the window tint is you know, to showcase the stereo, because I mean, right now, you know, you're looking into the window and you really can't see, you know, that there's a speaker behind there, you know, with the custom pod, and you know, that's just an air freshener, in case you guys are wondering. That thing right there, boop, air freshener. Another guy actually messaged me recently about these shocks that I've got on this rear hatch, and it's part number, I think 46947, or maybe it's 27013. I'm not really 100% sure on which part number that is there, but I believe these came off of a Pontiac Montana van. And the reason for that is because the hatch on this car is very, 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 very heavy. So the factory type hatch, so I'm just gently putting the hatch down because I want to show you. The hatch doesn't, I mean, they kind of work. Like the factory ones kind of work, but the idea is that like I don't want to have to, like, you know, guide it up with my hand or whatever, right? So if I lift it from here, like literally just with my finger, about that point right there, it lifts up all by itself. And you know, that's kind of nice. And you know, it's a little bit hard to put down if I'm, you know, doing this, but you get used to that, right? And it just really lifts it up quite nicely, which is good. So getting kind of off topic here, but I got the car charger on it because it keeps dying for some reason. I still need to figure that out. But the whole idea of this video is to show you how to remove your window tint. A couple of you guys are going to be asking, you know, there's some yellow grid lines in the back of this window here, and I guess I'll cross that path when I come to it, but I'm pretty sure I can remove it with like a scouring dish pad type thing. This glass, I had to use a razor blade to get the glue off, and yeah. So the first step that you want to do is basically you just want to grab a corner of the window tint that you've got, and wasn't sure if I was pointing at my face or not there, but you just want to grab a corner of it and peel off as much as you humanly possibly can just by your hand, right? So you want to do it quick, as fast as you can anyways. Give her a couple good tugs there. And it should come off in one piece here. Now, you'll notice that the glass actually looks pretty clear, right? Glass looks pretty clear. You can see my hand behind it there pretty easily. I can actually feel the static electricity coming off of that. But if you touch it, it's got like a film on it there. Not sure if you guys can see my hand sticking to it there. I mean, it looks kind of clear, but it's actually not. So what you want to do is gently set this door up against the pole there. What you want to do is take the key out of your ignition so the thing doesn't keep beeping at you. And then grab some soapy water right here. It's just some soapy water, and it's just like some palm olive soap and some water, and you're just going to want to get the window nice and wet. Don't worry about your door panels. You know, you can get them a little bit wet. It's not going to hurt anything, so don't worry about it. Yeah, I got some speakers down here and that kind of thing. You know, you want to avoid obviously spraying water right on them, but you know, don't worry about your door panels. Totally fine. Next thing you want to do is grab a razor blade. Excuse me. All right. Oh, wow. Anyhow, the next thing you want to do is just grab your razor blade and start peeling away at this. And you'll notice on the razor blade here that there's some glue left over on the window. So you're going to want to do this to the entire glass. And the soap and water really just helps glide the blade. I dropped it there. Want to be careful of your fingers. You can use a holder if you'd like. Probably make things a little bit easier. But I'm a boss, so I like to use my fingers and potentially cut the shit out of them. So, and just continue to scrape the entire window like this. Any flat surfaced window, like you see here, like your side windows or your back quarter glass, you can use a razor blade on. Just be careful of your trims and the rubber gaskets that are along the seal here, and continue to scrape and make sure you get the entire window. You'll notice that if you don't get it, you'll be left with these little spots right here. A little bit hard to get off unless you use a razor blade. So go ahead and do this to the entire window, and then I'll show you what's up after. So I got about half the window done at this point, half the window scraped, basically from this top part down, and you'll see a lot of this glue residue stuff here. Looks like snot, but the key is to make sure that you get this, make sure you keep this stuff wet. If that stuff dries on any of your interior upholstery, it is not going to come off very easily. I've also switched to one of these, which is just a handle for the razor blade. I did that in fear of my life and making sure I'm not losing a finger. This one just so happens to be a Blue Point, probably the world's most expensive blade holder. Not necessary. You can pick these up from Harbor Freight or Princess Auto, really cheap, a couple bucks probably, and it's going to make my life a little easier here, so I'm going to go ahead and continue scraping. Another little tip here as well while you're scraping away, I'll make sure you keep that blade as perpendicular to the window as possible. You don't want it going on a straight edge like that against the glass because you will scratch it. Just continue scraping here and removing some of that slime as you go along. And you'll feel it, you'll feel where the slime is kind of left. And if you have some compressed air, which I've got right here, it'll actually make your life a little bit easier. Get the slime off of the compressed air here, and just blow that area out, just so none of the glue gets stuck inside that rubber seal, and makes it look like crap. So I feel like I've got most of the window kind of cleaned up at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and give her just kind of an initial wipe down here. Get most of that glue residue that I scraped off of the window itself. Give the panel a good wipe down. Just gives you two chances here. You get to clean your windows and clean your interior. So you want to clean the outside of the glass as well, just so when you're checking it over to see if there's any glue left. Excuse my sniffing there. Allergies. Clean the outside of the glass here as well. Just give it a good once over. That way you can really see where the glue is remaining on the glass there. Ooh, gotta pick up my rag here. I don't want my door getting scuffed. There we go. All right. So, as you can see, just an initial clean on the outside there. Give it a little wipe down. There is still some glue left. See if we can get some of that in the view there. See that there, guys? You guys see that? Right here where my finger is. Still some glue there. Get the angle. So yeah, continue scraping here. You'll notice it even on the rag here as well. It'll kind of catch in the areas where there's still some glue. So continue on with your razor blade and get it all nice and clean. I knew there was a reason why I didn't really like the handle, and one of the particular reasons is when you're getting your windows tinted, oftentimes the glue or the window tint itself will go below the seal right here. So you kind of have to expose the blade and scrape that area as best you can there. I just cracked the blade there because I got it on such a big angle, but just make sure you get all the little edges here. I'm gonna go ahead and replace this blade here before it cuts my finger wide open. But yeah, continue to scrape all this glue off here, and before you know it, your window will be nice and clean. All right, so we got the two side windows done on this car, And as you can see, it looks pretty good. Nice and clean. A couple little spots I got to work out, but I'll get those after. We're now working on the side quarter glass and the rear window. So the thing about these defrost lines is you can't use a scraper or a scour pad or any of that type of stuff on there. And there's a few different ways you can do this. So I just parked the car outside in the sun. And what you want to do, grab your soap and water and grab a couple of garbage bags, black garbage bags here like that. And you just want to soak down this back window as much as humanly possible. Soak it right down, get it nice and wet. And you know, again, don't worry about too much about you know, getting stuff wet. It will dry, it will clean up. It is just soap and water. And we're getting this thing nice and soaked. And the idea here is to peel this off and eliminate much of the glue as possible to avoid that snotty mess. So we'll go ahead and again just soak the living shit out of this window. What you want to do after that is grab your black garbage bags and place them over top of the glass. Place your black garbage bag over top of the glass. Make sure you get it over, you know, pretty much every area of the glass that you can. The idea is to soften up that glue so you can just literally pull off the back tint. So we're gonna go ahead and close the hatch here and see how this works out. Go ahead and do the same thing to this quarter glass windows here. And again, I'll let you know how that goes. It's parked out in the sun, so it's a nice sunny day outside. We'll see what happens. All right, so got all the garbage bags on there. Been sitting outside for about 5-10 minutes so far. I'm gonna leave it for another few minutes, but as you can see, garbage bags everywhere, and it really just helps loosen up that glue and gets the window nice and hot, you know, to the touch. This one's actually a little bit cooler because the sun's coming from that direction, so back window is good here. This one doesn't work out too good, then I'll just scrape it. But this one here is feeling pretty spicy, and same with this one here. So I'll leave it for another minute or two, and then we'll start peeling her off. All right, so we're working on this quarter glass first. I've just started this corner here, and the idea is you want to pull it as slow as humanly possible once you've got the tint on there, or the water solution. Again, you just want to pull on it nice and slow and work on it. Slower you pull it, the more glue that'll come off with it, especially when it's nice and warm like this. So we'll see how this goes, and I will get back at you. We have success on the quarter windows here. There's no glue to be spoken of, and yeah, just use that method and it works really well. So we're working on the back window here. All right, I already got this piece off that's up here. No glue that's been left there. A little bit up in the edges here, which we can clean up, but not a big deal. So you just want to take a peel of the edge here, and you just want to peel it off nice and slow. And as you can see, the glass is super clean. And again, you want to peel it off as slow as humanly possible. Kind of just let the weight of your arm drag the tint off, and it'll save you from a lot of cleanup later, I promise you. So again, we're just slowly peeling this. Been working away at this for probably about 5-6 minutes at this point. And again, I'm just letting the weight of my arm hold the tint in a nice consistent manner so it's not catching or chafing, and it's coming right off. Now there's a couple little spots of glue here, if you guys can see those there, and the corners there, and there's a little bit up there, but it's much better than doing the whole entire piece of glass. It'll save you a lot of trouble, and you can just use a little bit of degreaser and we'll get that off right after. All right, so I got myself some super clean, fully concentrated, and you're just gonna dab it on a rag, and we're gonna just lightly dab it on the areas where there's some glue, let it sit for about 2 minutes, and then simply wipe off the glue. Alrighty, so got all the window tint removed. What do you guys think about that? Now you guys can see the whole stereo. Stupid, I know, but I think it looks pretty darn good. All the tint's been removed. When you're removing that tint with the plastic bag method, works really well. There was a couple small little bits there that we just used some spray 9 on, and came off lickety split. So that's how you guys remove window tint. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that, and you know, it was kind of a bit of a, not necessarily a learning thing for me. I scraped the front windows. I probably could have used the garbage bag method on that as well. Probably would have been a lot better off, but it is what it is, guys. So anyhow, thanks for watching. I'm Carphonix, signing out. Make sure you guys keep that fillet on a drilly.